All right. If you could just tell us your name, age if you'd like, and where you live.
Okay. Ellen Sheets. I'm 77 and I live in Amro.
And what were you diagnosed with and experiencing specifically before starting the neuropathy program?
Lymphedema of the left leg, probably from hip surgery 3 years ago.
And what hope was provided to you from your regular medical care after that diagnosis 3 years ago?
Well, nothing really at first. Then we tried, Frederick suggested OT and PT and RAPS. And so we traveled to Frederick 2 times a week, and after 4 sessions, they decided I could do it locally. We had already tried it at Berlin, but that wasn't too successful. So then we went to Aurora, and it was just more wraps from the knee down, and they just didn't do anything but deform the leg. And as soon as you took the wraps off, after they cut into the leg so bad when they rolled down, that it just didn't seem to be doing any good because the leg would fill right back out. So after probably a month and a half of that, it was just, they just stopped. And so we just limped along doing whatever until I saw on the Facebook a neuropathy clinic opening on Leonard Point Road, and I thought, that's not far away. Try anything once, so we did back in March.
Great. What do you feel you were missing out on before coming to see us? Meaning,
I couldn't get back in my bed anymore. I had to sleep in the recliner for the last probably year. If I got down the steps, I had to have help getting back up. Of course, during the winter, I didn't go anywhere because it was too slippery to go anywhere, and I wasn't about to go outside, let alone try to maneuver with the walker. So when the weather started getting better, we went back to church. But I'd sit down in the pew and in the open area because I'd need help getting back up. But when we decided to rejoin the choir, I'd have to sit in the front row in church, which was not my forte. But anyway, but as therapy went on, I was able to sit in a pew and pull myself up with the next one, and I didn't have to sit in the front row anymore. But getting up from chairs without arms is still difficult. But I couldn't put my shoes and socks on, and now I can. Last night I got in bed with putting one leg in first and pulling the other one behind me, which I haven't been able to do for a long time.
Good.
So,
looking forward to some solid sleep now in the bed?
We'll try. Frequent increase in walking, yeah. I make frequent trips to the bathroom, and so I take the long way all the way to the bedroom, back to the hallway, and then into the living room. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'm getting up and down the steps. Getting down I could do, but getting back up, my daughter used to have to pick up that left foot and place it on the next step, and then I'd step up, and then she'd have to haul that. Now I can do that by myself and get in the house by myself. Still won't go outside by myself without somebody around in case I have a bad day, but generally I can get in and out now. I've been able to get in my own car on the passenger side, and before it was someone had to put my foot in the car and then rearrange it so that I could get comfortable, where now once my foot's in the car, or the van, I can move it by myself, and I can get now my foot out of the car by myself. Just tip the seat back and crawl up a little bit on it and swing around, and I'm able to get that foot out. The last probably month or so, I've been able to step up on the curb at the therapy site, which I couldn't do before. Put my walker ahead of on the curbing and put my hand on the car, step up on the curb, and then go forward into the building.
Great. What would you say to anybody who's currently watching this video who's skeptical about the neuropathy program or undecided?
Oh, I would highly recommend it because I feel I've gotten the most out of this of any other program that, anybody's offered. We won't go into this.
Now that you've experienced the neuropathy program here at Physical Achievement Center, how would you describe it to your best friend or a family member?
It's an improvement. I mean, it's certainly helped my ability to get around better. And I mean, it's other people notice some things, and it's like, I guess I really didn't think about it. I've just done it. Because the lady ahead of me in church, it was like, oh, you stood up. And it's like, oh, well, I guess I've been doing it. As long as I've got something to pull myself up with. I've also been able to sit at like a table and get myself up hanging onto the edge of the table, which before we'd have to haul the table out, or the chair out, and have help getting to a standing position. And the last couple of times, if I don't sit too long, then I can get up. And at my daughter's, they've gotten a camp chair that's sturdy and a nice padding on it, but it's got arms, and I'm able to move that back from the table and push myself up to a standing position, which I never could have done before this.
Wonderful. Well, what a great success story. I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy you're doing better, and thank you, Ellen.
So far, so good.
Right.